There is always a lot of things going on in the battlefield, and it's easy to miss out on using unit abilities. Every general has the possibility to fire unit abilities, and you can also gain some extra abilities. And if you look here in the battlefield, you find the unit abilities down here. So they have Force Attack, Last Stance, and Staff Office Plan, and that's the standard abilities that you have before you gain anything extra. And these unit abilities are really powerful and give you great buffs, but for a limited times. And the two first you really need to understand and use is Force Attack and Last Stand. They are like mirrors of themselves. So Last Stand is for defense. You gain extra defense, you get extra entrenchment, which can be extremely powerful. But here comes the great part. You get no organizational damage. No organizational damage at all. The thing that makes this not broken is that it only lasts for 7 days, but not having organizational damage is really strong. The downside on the part is that you take 60% extra strength damage, but with that extra entrenchment, that could be really powerful. And if we look here in the game, I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. We have a battle coming in here. We have these units. They are totally overwhelmed. We can go for a last stand. We can see what happens with entrenchment. We're up to 63% entrenchment now. We fire off that one and gain 79% instead. So get that extra buff in entrenchment, which is really powerful. And as you remember, the more modifiers you have, they stack up against each other. They are cumulative, so it gains a really lot of extra damage by having this extra entrenchment. So as you can see here, they won't take any organizational damage, but they will be drained on the strength instead. So the strength will go down because of that 60% extra strength damage. But as you can see, they hold out, we gain some reinforcement, and this made us win the battle, just gaining that extra time. But it can be extremely useful and extremely powerful when stacking modifiers with each other, just giving your entrenchment that extra boost. So Last Stand, a perfect way to increase your defense. And as I've been talking about before, when you go down to like these choke points like El Alamein, having units there and be prepared to use Last Stance to gain that extra entrenchment, or you might perhaps defend Gibraltar. You need some extra power to hold out for like a Seelöv if someone is attacking your ports. It's a close battle that you will take extra strength damage, doesn't matter, you just need to keep them out so you can gain that extra entrenchment and you can gain that 0% organizational damage holding out and fending off the attack. So Last Stance is really powerful. And the costs for this are dependent on how many units that are affected. This is just one unit under Meinstein's command, so it only costs us 2 command power. So it's really cheap if you have just a few units that you're gonna use it on. And as you saw, gained a lot of extra entrenchment, lots of extra attack, and no organizational damage. So really good. But I just want to take a second to say that most of you watching are not yet subscribers. We have a new guide coming out every Monday. We have our live games, post-game analysis. We have a lot of things coming out. And if you love Hearts of Iron 4, this is the place to be. You also have the possibility, if you have gone through every guide we have here or interested in more guides and more specific guides, we have our Patreon archive. We have a lot of guides there. I think it's 13 guides now. We release a new Patreon guide every second week. So if you're interested in even more things, check out our Patreons, and I think you will find a lot of fun things there. The next thing I want to talk about in this video is Force Attack. Force Attack is the same thing as defense in many cases. Instead of defense, you get an extra offense, and that's really powerful. 20% extra in attack. You also gain a lot more breakthrough, and as you remember, modifiers wise, the more modifiers you have, the higher you have, they grow exponentially, so that's really, really powerful. And the same thing as with Last Dance, you have that organizational damage taken minus 100%. So when you attack, you won't take any organizational damage at all for 7 days. And the downside, in the same way as Last Dance, you will take a lot extra strength damage. So it will be expensive to not take that organizational damage, but if you want to break through, if you want to take that choke point, once again, it could be Alamein, it could be a naval invasion, that if you land a naval invasion, you will be able to take the British Isles, so taking an extra strength damage is not that big of a deal. So it's really, really good. And the thing is that if you go with force attack, we can speed up a little bit. Let's see what happens here. Speed up a little bit, and you see we don't take any damage. We are fighting. They will reinforce. The thing is, it ends, and you can just click it once more. So this is something that you can actually keep rolling. You see the days are counting down, hours, and let's fire it once more. What happened now was that we took that much strength damage, so we lost our units, and that's the downside. But it's possible to actually keep that rolling, so you have that extra offense and you have that 0% organizational damage. But in the end, you can't take that much strength damage, so you will be killed off. But firing it once or twice, yeah, really, really good, and you will break through if you have the right units. And that's it. I just wanted to go through the first two of these unit abilities. We will keep going because there's a few extra really good unit abilities that I will talk about in the next week. Not the next week, in 2 weeks. Next week it's Badger's turn. I'm not really sure what he will make yet, but I think it will be amazing. So if you haven't yet, click that like and subscribe button. Give us a comment what you want to see next, everything you're interested in. Can also say we have a new grand game coming out the 5th of May 2024. So tune in the 5th of May. You find all info about the game in the channel. So 10 Central European time, the 5th of May. So be there, and I will see you guys next time.